Welcome back to Ruptured Towers walkthrough video thing for Relics of Hyrule. So, time does pass in the Ruptured Towers. When we first entered, it was actually nighttime. That's why you couldn't see anything very well. But now, whoops, now it is daytime, and you can see things reasonably well. Built a campfire here. I think I mentioned in Doubt that the Ruptured Towers are a journey. Like, they're a journey of the person who sort of built them. They're partially part Twilight Realm, part Apocrypha, and part the broken hopes and dreams of the person who's writing all of the laments. I'm gonna get rid of this guy because I don't need him. So, and it's a progression. So it's doubt, fear, anguish, loss, misery, grief, and guilt. That's the progression. So we started with doubt. The idea of doubt is, I'm not sure if something's gonna go wrong, but I'm not sure. That's what doubt is. And fear is, okay, something is coming, I'm afraid. And so we're gonna go into fear. Most of these things were just built. I just sort of was like, I just randomly built them. I didn't have a plan. I knew the theme of the towers would be forest, fire, water, shadow, spirit, light, and time. I knew those would be the themes. I'm really proud with these. I think I can zoom in, right? Oh, what was that? Okay, whatever. I had a zoom in key. There it is. I'm really happy with the banners that I made for this, because they have the symbol on there and it's really cool. Okay, so here we go. Fear. It is made of basalt. It has those basalt pillars from Solstheim. It has some black towers from the Soul Cairn, and it all looks very nice. It looks like they're all built together, and it looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, there's one thing that you don't see very well from down here, and that is the top of Fear. There's 3 towers at the top of Fear that have fire just burning on them like this, and I've been meaning to add a way to get really high. You can sort of see it from that place on Lost, but I sort of want to have a hidden way to get up here so that you can walk around up here. And look at all of this from up here, and that'll be coming. There's the Ruptured Towers will expand. I'll talk about more of that when I get to Lost, but there is some room for expansion. Anyway, let's go on this rickety bridge and progress towards Lost. I mean Fear. So, yeah. That is a prelude of things to come. Now, Fear, it's probably, I mean, there are some jump scares. I did not intend that. I don't like jump scares. They just happened. Like I said, I just sort of painted these and they just happened. And didn't really intend it. There is a lot of smoke. There's some embers flying around. There's a lot of lava in Fear. And so this is not going to be in the no DLC version because it's Dawn Guard assets. If you get too close, you start burning. So don't do that. Once again, there's a poem This is Prospus by Robert Browning, I think. The first one was by Robert Frost. And you get Summon Wizrobe scroll. This is actually Ratway. This is from the Riften Ratway. But the lighting makes it look like, instead of being moldy and mildew, that it's all burnt, which is really nice. So I'm going to get ready, because first enemy, Flame Atronach. And I think once you enter, fire Gemos just appear out of nowhere, which was pretty cool. Unintentional, but cool. I'm gonna switch to Magma. So, in Fear, you have to watch where you're going. And you have to know where you're going. Because it's very easy to, I don't want to say get lost, but it's very easy to sort of be blinded and not really know where you're going. These braziers are actually brand new. I added them right before 6.0 was released, because I found that for some reason playing in Frostfall, even though this is fire themed, you can freeze to death in here. That's why I've been sort of wanting to make a Frostfall patch, so that, you know, things like this don't happen, where you come into the fire themed dungeon and freeze to death. So I added these braziers so that people could warm up, just in case. Yeah. There's, oh, Flame Atronach went all the way up here. Interesting. There's a door hidden over here, which you can't open. And that's a drop point. Let's see here. Flame Atronach, hello. Fear is very laggy. I'm getting 7 frames per second right now. That is a flame stall. Oh, good morning. So, okay, jeez. Okay, let's sit here. Let's stand here. Okay. Fear is one of the first dungeons that's just like, whoa, chaos. Taking down 4 enemies at once, Flaming War Stall, 2 Flaming War Stalls and 2 Wizrobes, they all swarm you. The Wizrobes spam Fireball, so having a Mirror Shield is really useful. Having a Mirror Shield is really useful. The War Stalls are different from the Stalls in that the Stalls don't start with weapons, but they can pick them up. And the War Stalls always start with weapons. That stall was dual wielding some ancient Nord weapons, which I may change. I may change their inventory because it doesn't make much sense for stalls to be carrying ancient Nord weapons. Because they're not ancient Nords, and they're in a place that is far removed from Skyrim right now. So that'll probably change. Those stalls are the bubbles from Ocarina of Time and stuff, named after the earlier versions of the skull enemies. They're just floating skulls. And the stalls, let's see if we can find the remnants of the stall. think I could hear a stall. Okay, here's a stall. So it is. I made. It's sort of an invisible skeleton. And it actually uses the same texture as the Gold Skull Tula tokens. So I reused that texture, which was nice. And the idea behind the stalls is that they're floating because of magic. So whatever magic is making them float also could have them wield weapons, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. And we have another book, The Eruption of Death Mountain. This is a sort of more going on more. Every book starts with a quote. This one from Dune. And yeah, it's written from the perspective again, and it's sort of hinting at what actually happened to Hyrule, why Hyrule fell. There's that. So let's go here. There's a lever. Chest. Ooh, orange. Ooh, and a Moon's Tear. Nice. Yeah, the Moon's Tear is a new gem. It's obviously based on the Pearl, but I changed the cube map a little so it looks like a Moon's Tear. There's an orange rupee, which is really nice. Oh, they're worth the same amount. The Moon's Tears will be very useful. More on that in their own video, but I will take both of these. I will make a Moon's Tear video because they have multiple uses. Okay. This was, for the longest time, this entrance just couldn't work. I kept trying to fix it, and it just never worked. There's still some bugs with it, as you can see. But, you know, at least it's fine now, because you can just walk right in. There used to be, there was like a very narrow window for you to enter. Okay. Here is the Magma Chamber of Fear. It is pretty gnarly. There's something up there that we'll explore more. You need Whirlwind Sprint. There's a few ways to get past this. This is one of the first puzzles in the Ruptured Towers. You need either Whirlwind Sprint. No, Whirlwind Sprint. Whirlwind Sprint is useful, or Become Ethereal. Those two shouts are very useful. I think you can also use the Rock's Cape. That distance is long enough, short enough that the Rock's Cape could be used. But I have Whirlwind Sprint, so I'm going to use that. Oh, and you only need 2 words to get there. You don't need the full shout. The other option is to, I think the Goron armor will work as well, and you can just run across the surface, because you can walk on this. You can also just sort of brave it, as I just did, if you have good fire resistance or a good healing spell handy. But yeah, there's a collision plane right there. I think I have some stuff that I can drop on there. Let's see here. Let's drop some Dumax. Duma done. Well, that didn't work. Oh yeah, there it is. See? Yeah, it's right there. Very close to the surface, because, you know, it's friggin' liquid rock, so you wouldn't just sink in it. So yeah, whatever. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Really hot, actually. Okay. Let's try again. This is the hardest one. That is the hardest one because it's very narrow, so watch out. There's another flame spurt there. And there's more. You can keep going, and there's a treasure chest that you can reach. There it is. Yeah, you can, I'm going to use Become Ethereal this time. There we go. Let's see what's in the chest. Oh. It's obviously supposed to... This is just luck of the draw. I didn't program it to be like that. I just put some treasure in there. Let's go back. And now we enter Dread, the boss arena of fear. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so it's a lot of... It's actually... No, not TFXC. TFC. It is sort of a caldera of a volcano with Soul-Cairn sky above. It was redesigned several times because all of these boss arenas have to be worlds because the dragons can't fly in an interior cell. So I might sort of rework Dread a little because you can see there's some gaps where the walls aren't rendering fully, but I don't know if that's just a shortcoming of my computer or if it's a problem with the actual world. There's floating rocks that are spewing magma. Pretty cool. And you can see in the distance, you can see a familiar friend. This is Volvagia, and yes, he is not. He has wings. I couldn't make a serpentine, the eastern dragon, so I just whatever. And you can argue that these dragons were corrupted. And besides, it's like Relics of Hyrule is sort of an alternate history, and you could argue that Alduin's like, hey, Volvagia, you're one of me now. I don't know. So Volvagia, hey, how's it going, Volvagia? Boom, there he goes. Volvagia fights pretty. Volvagia is a difficult battle. It's very good to have ranged attacks ready because Volvagia will fly by and sort of launch fireballs at you. This may just be because of Dragon Combat Overhaul, but Volvagia is really cool the way that it fights. I've always had a lot of fun fighting it because, especially with Fire and Ice Overhaul and Dragon Combat Overhaul, it makes Volvagia quite the challenge. That is not a good sound. What are you doing? Oh. Okay. Yeah, Volvagia, the lava, this lava has a collision plane as well, so Volvagia might land in it. But it will be at the surface, so you don't have to worry about losing the corpse. And I think on this tower, right here, on this tower, there is the extra chest. So, if something goes wrong, you can always come here and pick up the, that's a funny enchantment. You can pick up what he dropped. Fear Key and some of Volvagia and all that. I'm gonna get out of here. I am burning up. But, I was lucky and it's not too far away, so I can use, become ethereal and grab the corpse. And we have Dragon Scales. Volvagia is technically, he's skinned as a revered dragon, but he's technically an ancient dragon. Fierce Key. Sand of Hours, that's important. And you also, there are 3 dragons that you can summon. You can summon Volvagia, and you can summon some others. So I'm going to turn right around. Already burning up. Thanks a lot, Become Ethereal. You've helped me so much. Leaving Dread is a little tricky. It doesn't really matter which direction you go, because you can always loop around. There's this way, which is the way you enter, and then there's also that way, which is the official exit, but either way works. So I'm going to see if I can actually get over there. Alright, here we go. Back to Fear. And that's it. I really like how this is laid out because you enter, I think, that door. Yeah, you enter from that door and you turn left because these 2 doors... Come on. Oh, come on. Okay, that was solved. If you ever have that happen, player.remove spell, I'll write this down and put it on the bugs list. If that ever happens to you and the image space gets locked after you go into the fire, it is the lava image space spell doesn't remove itself from your active list. So you can do player.remove spell 03002982, and that should remove the that glare from your screen if that gets locked. It might not be 03, it might be a different number depending on the order of your installation. I don't know which mod which DLC this spell comes from. I'm assuming it's Dawnguard, which would make sense. But in case it's not, in case you don't have if you don't have, no, you would have Dawnguard. If you have Dawnguard installed after something else, it would be a different number. But it's 030405, something like that. 002982. Okay. Now, let's go back inside and I can finish what I was talking about. Okay. So this is the way to Dread. You come out this way. Normally, yeah, you enter. Don't do it. Okay, you enter this. You come out, turn left, and that's all that junk, the dungeon proper. And when you finish and you go into Dread, you enter from over there, and you come out this door and turn left. You know. I think you know what I'm talking about. Or is this Dread? Either way, it's very... I really like how it turned out, because you turn left and you come out, then you turn left, and it's very natural. There is one thing that I didn't mention yet, and that is this door. I did mention it, but I never opened it. So let's go and open it. It is down this way and turn right where that flame atronach was, looking off into the distance. This is kind of an interesting tunnel. Oi! There's not much back here. It's just sort of a route to get back. Sometimes there's a stall, or there's a stall back here. There he is, right there. There's a stall back here that you have to fight. There's this thing. So it's... I might add a treasure chest in a future update, or I might expand this and add some more treasure. But for now, it's just a route to get back quickly, because without it, you can't actually get back up unless you have some jumper, high jump thing. Anyway, let's go back through all these ember and smoke. And here we are, the outside of Fear. There's one more thing that I have to discuss. Ooh, that's a nice view. This is a nice view. There's one more thing that I have to discuss, and that is the golden mirror shield. So once you complete Fear, you'll be spit out here. That rhymed. And you'll come down this way, heading toward Anguish, and it's actually fully rendered now. Maybe it's because you're really close? I really don't know why Anguish doesn't render properly until you're right here. I might see if I can fix that by fiddling with the settings. I don't know. We'll find out. It's not game breaking, but it's just a little annoying. We'll do Anguish in its own video, so keep an eye out for that. But right now I'm going to show you. This is the... There's two routes. When you come out of Fear, you come across this bridge, and if you keep going straight, you'll head into Anguish. If you turn right and go down under everything, there's a secret route. And that secret route brings you along the edge of Fear here, which is really cool because it's really narrow, and if you fall, you die. This was a lot of fun to build. And there's a secret door. And you get spit out onto this long bridge up here. And I finally fixed this. For the longest time, it was really hard to open this door because this wasn't here. It was all just one cave, and the door was actually too far. So now you can open the door, which is really good. There's this bridge here. Oh! Very rickety bridge. And there's an ash spawn who couldn't care less that you exist. Great. Look, buddy. I'm trying to do a video here. Oh, and he doesn't even want to fight. What a jerk. Gossip Stone! And the golden mirror shield. There it is. This was made for me by a graphic designer who volunteered to make stuff for the mod, and I was like, thank you, and he made this, so I put it in Fear, and it's because it's in Fear, which is a reference to where it is in, I think, Link to the Past, Turtle Rock. That's why it's in Fear, because Turtle Rock is very lava heavy. Lots of lava. It is the strongest mirror shield in the game. Compared to the others, it is very strong. This is what it looks like equipped. I said this is what it looks like equipped. It's a nice big shield. Nice and big. It's a full proper mirror shield. It starts out as heavy armor, but you can convert it into light armor if you need light armor. Really nice, really nicely done. It looks really good. Unfortunately, I can't lug it around because I don't have much room in my inventory. So I will put this thing away, and I will bring you back when we get to Anguish.